Welcome to the Judith TV show. Form, today's hottest celebrity relationship gist, secret romances exposed, shocking breakups shaking the internet, and couples everyone is talking about. Which gist do you believe? And which is just hype? Stay tuned for more. Welcome to the Judith TV show.
Hello, friends. I just want us to react to the trolls that some people are trolling Davido over this Ano Ayo DNS saga, where some people are saying that he was bullying a young girl because of a chat that was published. That's what I want us to talk about in this video. My name is Judith, and this is the Judith TV show. I talk about marriage and marriage-related trending issues, and my name has a little bit of Ife Yoma to it, just a little bit. All right, friends. So, like I said, ever since the story made it to the social media, some people are trolling the video that he was harsh on the girl and that he was bullying the girl, pupil a young girl like that and all that. First of all, let me just say this. I don't think the video did that. You know why? Because it was not Ayo, that 13-year-old girl that wrote that thing. That chat, that is number one. Then number two, why was that chat published? Can anybody tell me that? At the comment section, please let me know. Why was that chat published? This was supposed to be, assuming it is the small girl. That's why I said it is not that girl. So it's not the girl that apparently the video knew that, this is an adult that is hiding, managing the page of the girl that was saying all that. That was why he came hard on whoever that is behind that page or managing that or wrote that thing or chatted with him, because this same girl is assumed to have been pleading with the father, okay, please at least do it one more time for my sake and all that. And then the girl supposedly was now calling her grandfather, her supposed grandfather, by name, Dr. Deji Adeleke. The girl gave the details of what happened. They did this in 2014. The lab was that. Are you telling me it was the girl that said all that, that knew all that, that wrote all that, or that they chat with Davido? That's why I said he did not abuse the girl. He did not bully the girl. It was the person that was managing the page of the girl, the person that was doing that chat with him. Since the person didn't want to, say who he or she is, let us leave it like that. But just know that it is the person. But then again, I like to say, the girl that is supposedly saying that I want to do a DNA test to confirm the pattern, my who is my father and all that and all that. But the girl is already answering Adeleke. What is that? Just what is that? They have not done the okay. Well, her mother now didn't accept the other DNA test that came out. I think in 2014 when the girl should be about 1 or 2. And now you are now saying that you want this thing to, to do another one. You did not accept this one. But how come the girl is already answering her delegate? Which means you did not accept this other, you don't want to go by that. And you now want the video to come and do another test. Who does that? At your own expense or at your own dictate? No, now. To be honest, I also saw where she went to. I mean, she said she was going to go to the US Embassy, that is calling on the US Embassy to come and supervise the. Hey, madam, is it that you didn't go to school or that nobody, there's nobody close to you that can advise you? So, like with the consular officers, they should leave what they're doing and then come as non-professionals and come and sit and then monitor the doctors when they are doing tests or whatever. Is that what you're saying? Madam, listen. The wisest thing you should have done and to protect the mentality of your daughter. Because you see this thing that you're doing, you might think you're trolling the video, but at the end of the day, it's this girl that this thing is going to affect. The way they will be mocking her, you won't like it one bit. What you should have done as a very wise woman was simply to go to the court. Because the American government, American embassy, they cannot enforce Nigerian family law. That is important. They cannot. So you should have gone to the court. The only place that you can get justice, as in, they will now you now come with evidence that the test that came out negative was faked or is not real or whatever. You just go there and prove it. If you get a good lawyer and they prove it, then the court can now order, okay, you know what? Okay, do a fresh DNA test to settle the matter. So it's the court that has the right to do that. After you must have presented evidence to them or evidences to them, okay, that you don't accept this based on Gaza, 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 Gaza. So the court will look at your presentation or your evidences. And if you have a case there, if your case has merit, of course they will rule and say, okay, do a fresh deal. They are the ones that will order it. I am not in support of the Davido doing another test. For what? I am not in support at all. If the mother doesn't like that one that came out negative, let her, because Davido, Imade was through DNA, he came out positive, he accepted. Dawson was through DNA, he came out positive, he accepted. This one that is negative, why would they want to falsify it? To the extent that in that chat, the woman was saying, because I know it was her, it can't be that 13-year-old girl, was saying that Dr. Deji, that is Davido's father, that he manipulated the thing. What for? What would the man gain by doing that? But the other grandchildren that DNA test came out positive and they accepted it as their own. So why would he not want to accept this one? If you don't want to accept the result, okay, what I am saying is that the only way out for you is to go to the courts. It is only the Nigerian court that can interpret our Nigerian family law. So that when you now present your evidences, okay, this is why I said that this thing was manipulated. This is why I said that this thing is fake. This happened. In fact, the doctor that did it or the person that did it was wearing a yellow apron and not a white one. He was wearing whatever thing that your evidence is, you present it in the court and the court will look at it. And then if they agree with you, then they can now order for a fresh DNA test. In which case, they can now say, okay, the chief medical director of maybe Lagos State Hospital, yes, can now appoint a representative to be there to supervise whatever thing. That is how it is done. So that when the result comes out, everybody's satisfied. Everybody's satisfied. You're calling the American government. And then do you also know that that chart that you publish is a punishable offense in the Nigerian law now? That law was recently passed. So do you now, just last year, are you aware that publishing that chat without the consent of Davido or the person that you chatted with is a punishable offense? So if we're looking at it like that, then if you say it's the girl, then the girl should be punished. But we know that it is not the girl, it is you. The kind of grammar that was there and everything, we know it is the mother. So the mother should not be punished. She should not be charged to court for that because that's what she did is a punishable offense. Why was that thing published? To ridicule Davido? Why was it published? You are just saying that you want another DNA test to be done. Could you not have reached out to Davido's father or even gone to court? So why was it published? So that people can ridicule Davido? Oh, that is not a good father and everything. But I tell you, 90% of the people that were commenting, they were like, oh no, when it comes to Davido and children, no, 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 no. You can't take it away from him. Davido is a good father to all his children. So why would he now reject this one? A pretty girl at that. Why? That's why I'm saying, if this woman is certain that this thing was manipulated, okay, the best thing is to go to court. Tell your lawyers what happened. Narrate everything to them. They know how to defend you. And then by the time that defense comes up and it flies, then the court can now give an order that a fresh DNA test should be conducted. It makes it clean and neat, and then your girl is protected. All this work that you're doing, talking up and down, people are throwing her in school and all that. There's going to be more throws because of the way you handled it. And you're saying that you're going to go to a U.S. embassy because the video is a U.S. citizen. Is Anu a U.S. citizen? What happened, assuming it is true? What did it happen in U.S. citizen or in the U.S. or was it happen in Ibadan or your state? Or the Zayo, a U.S. citizen? So why would we want a U.S. government to come and then enter into a civil matter, into a private and a family matter, when there's a Nigerian family law that can take care of that? Who is advising you? So that means there's more to this. It might not just be that, is the paternity of this girl that is in question. Maybe there are other things. Otherwise, why is this thing made so, this public, why is it made so loud? Why was it made so loud? So for people that are saying that Davido threw that girl, to be honest, I don't agree with you people, because it is not that girl, and Davido knows, probably from the tone of the letter, he knows that it can't be that girl that will put up that kind of a write up and giving that kind of a details. That was why he came hard. That was why he came hard, so that whoever that is doing that, or whoever that sent her, will know that he came hard on her. And then again, the girl is now answering Adeleke. Anu Adeleke. So you're answering a name that you are not sure of, and you're saying the DNA should be done for you. So you see, the whole thing is that it's meant to ridicule the Adeleke, so to say. Otherwise, why are you not answering Adeleke? Let that girl answer her maiden name until this thing is proved. The paternity saga is sorted out. After all, she's a girl. I think she's 13 now. By the mercies of the living God, maybe in the next 10, 11, 12 years, probably she will get married. And when she gets married, her husband's name takes over. You might not even remember anything. However, even if you, or even if the, yes, if the mother wants to, like, prove her case beyond doubt, then you should have gone to a Nigerian court. Then it is there that they will look at your evidences, and from there they can now decide, okay, do this or that, do that. You want American US embassy to come and interpret a Nigerian family law as how? Because Davido is a US citizen. So it is now a crime to be a US citizen. It is now a crime. If Davido were to be a gate man, will you be doing all these things? If Davido were to be a gate man, a drunkard, this type that will drink and fall inside the gutter, will you identify with him as the father of your girl? Or will you not be ashamed that such a man had you? Maybe it's because of money, but even if it is not because of money, the proper thing for you to have done is to go to court for two basic reasons. Because I want to believe that you want a result. Now that result will be decided there, as in DNA. If you prove that this DNA test that was conducted earlier on was manipulated, for a new, if the court is convinced, they can now say, okay, do a new one. And secondly, to protect, and that is even the most important thing, to protect this girl. To protect this girl. You're not doing her any good by trying to, blow it up like that, like that. Everybody now say, okay, adopt her, including Helen Ati. I don't know who is advising you, and I don't know how you came about that. Okay, you should have simply gone to court. This one you're calling embassy and all that. Okay, let American embassy, or be US embassy, come and enforce Nigerian law now. Where have they done that? Where has it been done? Especially when the girl in question is not a US citizen. If that result had come out positive, and then Davido filed papers for her as his daughter, that's when she can automatically become an American citizen. But for now, that DNA test said negative, there's no way Davido can file the papers for her. So she's not an American citizen. So on what basis is an American now intervening, or US embassy is now intervening? Simply because Davido is a US embassy. If you claim that Davido will present the DNA test, this is the DNA test we've done, and it says negative. So it is now left for you to now go to court and challenge that DNA test, that you don't agree with that DNA test, you believe it is manipulated, and you give your reasons, or your lawyers will give their reasons, your legal representatives. And at the end of the day, if he flies with the court, oh well and fine, then the court can now say, okay, you go do another one to allow this case to rest, so that it will rest once and for all. And here you are throwing things up and down. I'm not a baby mama. I am not a bitch. I am not this. Why would you, excuse me, why would you not call you that when you are behaving like that? You might not be, but the way you are behaving, you are not, so to say, but the way you are behaving, because you publishing that chat is simply to ridicule him. It's simply to ridicule him. This way you came to social media. What is social media netizens? What are they supposed to do for you? Are they the ones that will now force the video? Okay, go and do a test. What are they supposed to do to why to the social media? What are they supposed to do for you if not to ridicule the video? So that's why I said you should have just gone to court. And by the time you go to court and prove your case, it makes it better. This girl, is well protected. Whatever thing now be the outcome of the DNA, but you're certain that your girl is protected. And then here you are, up and down, writing along a piece. It was in a club. So are you telling us, so that, are we now the ones that will go and tell the court? Are you telling us so that we'll tell the video, no, 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 no. She says it's in the club. So for that reason, do what? You should have known better, to be honest. Friends, That's what I want to talk about in this video. This idea that Davido is bullying a small girl. Like, it wasn't that girl that wrote that thing. So, and I want to believe that Davido, he knew by the by the kind of words that came out. So probably that was why he said what he said and all that. And again, the girl in question, you are calling for a DNA test, or the mother, you are calling for a fresh DNA test, but your girl is already answering a delicate. How does it make sense? Just how does it make sense? I thought it's only when this thing has been proved beyond reasonable doubt that okay, it is the Adeleke ahead, then she can now adopt that name, or if it's not Adeleke, then she can now answer your maiden name. I think this surge of ladies capitalizing on guys that have money to be dragging and creating drama and putting an innocent child in between. I think this surge, maybe there should be a law that will handle this to checkmate it. Because these innocent children that always put at the middle of it, it's not fair on them. It's just not fair on them. They didn't ask to be brought into this world the way they came. So instead of you now to come and handle it in such a way to protect that child, you are even doing it and then exposing the child the more. Please, I don't fancy that at all. I don't fancy that. That's my one kobo opinion. Okay, guys, please let me know yours at the comment section. Let's further the conversation there. Okay. Thank you guys for always watching my videos. I see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, dear friends.